I've been aware of Dennis Prager for a long time. He was a fill-in host on one of the religious radio stations I once listened to, mostly for a laugh, years and years ago. He runs the misnamed Prager University, which has no educational ties whatsoever, to tell people about his ridiculous religious and nostalgic views, and that includes the ever-popular war on Christmas. As this is my last video before Christmas, I thought it would be fun to point out just how ridiculous these people are. So let's get started.
The change from wishing fellow Americans Merry Christmas to wishing them Happy Holidays is a very significant development.
No, not really. It comes from the recognition that there are lots of holidays that people celebrate in the month of December. In fact, if you add up all the celebrations in the month of December, you come up with 42, and probably more than that can be added if you really search. But to assume that everybody is celebrating yours, and only yours, is not only short-sighted, but it's more than a little rude, don't you think?
Proponents of Happy Holidays argue it's no big deal. Proponents of Merry Christmas are making a mountain out of a molehill.
Which is absolutely true. But this is what happens in a culture where Christianity has been given massive advantages for decades and wants to keep all those ill-gotten gains, even though society has largely moved on.
But the Happy Holidays advocates want it both ways. They dismiss opponents as hysterical, but at the same time, in addition to replacing Merry Christmas with Happy Holidays, they have relentlessly pushed to replace Christmas vacation with winter vacation and Christmas party with holiday party.
And all for the same reason. See, I'll explain something to you, Dennis, even though you won't pay any attention or care. There's a difference between inclusive and exclusive greetings. You want exclusive greetings. You only want people to recognize your religious celebration, or the religious celebration of the majority, even if they don't celebrate it themselves, because you want to feel special. But you're not, and we'll get more into that soon.
So then, which is it? Is all this elimination of the word Christmas important or not? The answer is obvious. It's very important. That's why so much effort is devoted to substituting other words for Christmas.
It's all connected. People are doing things in the month of December for a lot of different reasons. Not all of them, or even most of them, connected to your or the majority religious beliefs.
And these efforts have been extraordinarily successful.
Because Christmas makes up only 1/42nd of the possible celebrations going on in the month of December. And you're trying to be exclusive, forcing everyone to pay heed to your or the majority beliefs, when other beliefs are every bit as valid. Why only talk about one celebration when you can use terminology that acknowledges all of them? You'd be downright pissed if everybody had to say Happy Kwanzaa. So would I. So why not use the inclusive greeting that acknowledges everyone's celebrations, then act like yours is the only one that matters?
In place of the universal Merry Christmas of my youth, in recent decades I have been wished Happy Holidays by every waiter and waitress in every restaurant I have dined.
It was only universal because America was overwhelmingly Christian back in the Stone Ages. It's not the case today. Christianity, indeed, the overwhelming majority of religions, are failing in the Western world. And more than that, Christmas isn't a religious holiday, like I know you wish it was. It's a majority secular holiday that has nothing to do with your imaginary friend in the sky and his rape baby. And I know this freaks you people out, but it's true.
By everyone who welcomes me at any business, by my flight attendants and pilots, and by just about everyone else.
Because those are all businesses trying to cater to customers of all types, not just your religious persuasion. Inclusivity versus exclusivity. Figure it out.
When I respond, thank you, Merry Christmas, I often sense that I've actually created some tension.
You can say anything you want. What you can't do is demand that other people use the terminology you prefer. And I say the same thing to liberals who want everyone to use their words too. Fuck you all.
Many of those I wish Merry Christmas are probably relieved to hear someone who feels free to utter the C word. But all the sensitivity training they've had to undergo creates cognitive dissonance.
They're being inclusive of all possible celebrations that people might be engaged with during the holiday season.
The opponents of Merry Christmas and other uses of the word Christmas know exactly what they're doing. They're disingenuous when they dismiss defenders of Merry Christmas as fabricating some, quote, war on Christmas. Of course it's a war on Christmas. Or more precisely, a war on the religious nature of America.
You are an idiot. You fail to recognize that there's very little religious nature of America left. We've moved on. Your stolen holiday, complete with its religious undertones, barely registers anymore.
The left in America, like the left in Europe, wants to create a thoroughly secular society.
And you say that like it's a bad thing. But it isn't just the left, it's the majority of people, regardless of their political leaning. In case you haven't noticed, virtually all religions in America, and Europe for that matter, are disintegrating. The churches are closing down. They can't fill the pews anymore. And that terrifies you people. But it makes everybody else really happy.
Not a secular government, which is a desirable goal and which in any event has always been the case in America.
Well, not if you people have anything to say about it. After all, the political right has always pushed for religion, your religion, to rule the roost. But, don't let reality get in the way of your ridiculous screed.
But a secular society. Most people do not realize that the left believes in secularism as fervently as religious Jews and Christians believe in the Bible.
Again, you're playing the political divide card, but we understand because you don't know any better. Rational, well-educated people, regardless of their political views, accept that having a secular society is far superior to having the kind of ridiculous theocracy that you lunatics want. And guess which way society's going?
That's why Merry Christmas bothers secular activists.
No, because we have a society where lots of things are celebrated, and yours, your religiously centered holiday, isn't even that important anymore.
It's a blatant reminder of just how religious America is and always has been.
Except it's not, and it hasn't been for a while, and your side is losing dismally. In another couple decades, less than half of Americans are even going to pretend to be religious anymore.
So here's a prediction. Activists on the left will eventually seek to remove Christmas as a national holiday.
Yeah, I doubt you're going to win that one, sorry. The overwhelming majority of Americans do celebrate Christmas. It's a secular Christmas, but it is Christmas nonetheless. The majority of retail sales in America happens because of Christmas. The chances of just eliminating the holiday are somewhere between none and none. You'd be causing economic upheaval everywhere, even suggesting such a thing.
Now, the left doesn't announce that its agenda is to thoroughly secularize American and European societies. Instead, they offer the inclusiveness argument.
And that's true, and I'm about as far from the left as you can get. See, what they're doing is offering the realistic argument, and you're offering a conspiracy theory. Everybody's out to get you because you're not getting what you want. People aren't catering to your rapidly failing beliefs, and therefore, some evil cabal of liberals is sneaking around in their dark robes trying to eliminate your side. Well, newsflash for you, your side's getting eliminated from within, not from without. People are figuring out just how idiotic your religion actually is.
That Merry Christmas or Christmas party or Christmas vacation is not inclusive. This inclusive argument plays on Americans' highly developed sense of decency, but the argument is preposterous.
Wait a minute. I thought you said this was happening in Europe too. How do you explain that? Oh, hey, you don't bother.
Who exactly is being excluded when one wishes someone Merry Christmas?
Everyone who doesn't celebrate Christmas, maybe?
Non-Christians? I'm a non-Christian. I'm a Jew. Christmas is not a religious holy day for me, but I'm an American, and Christmas is a national holiday in my country. It is therefore my holiday, though not my holy day, as much as it is for my fellow Americans who are Christian.
But just because you're an American, that doesn't mean that you have to celebrate Christmas. Most people do, but not everyone. And you're excluding those who choose not to celebrate it, or those people who have other religious holidays that are important to them. You are absolutely excluding those people. And that's because you're a dick.
That's why it's not surprising that it was an American Jew, Irving Berlin, who wrote White Christmas, one of America's most popular Christmas songs. In fact, according to a Jewish musician writing in the New York Times, almost all the most popular Christmas songs were written by Jews.
It's a Jewish conspiracy! Run for the hills!
Apparently, all these American Jews felt quite included by Christmas.
You know, there are more people in America than Jews. A lot of those people are not white. They're black, but you don't care about black people, do you?
By not wishing me a Merry Christmas, you are not being inclusive. You are excluding me from one of my nation's national holidays.
You are a moron, Dennis. Happy Holidays refers to any holiday you choose to celebrate. There isn't a single holiday that's excluded. That includes Christmas. It includes Kwanzaa. It includes Hanukkah. It includes National Cotton Candy Day, for crying out loud. It's as inclusive as you can possibly get. Unlike Merry Christmas, which excludes everything but Christmas.
But even if Christmas were not a national holiday, I would want pilots to wish their passengers Merry Christmas.
Well, why wouldn't you want them to wish their passengers Happy Kwanzaa? Why do you care? Isn't it the pilot's job to fly the plane? Why should they waste their time making you feel good?
Companies to have Christmas parties and schools to continue to have Christmas vacations. Just because I don't personally celebrate Christmas, why would I want to drop the word Christmas when the holiday is celebrated by 90% of my fellow Americans?
Secularly. And that's really the thing. Christmas was stolen by the early Christians from the pagans because they were desperately trying to force them into their religious beliefs, and stealing their holidays, as, let's be honest, early Christians did for pretty much all of their holidays, was seen as an in for indoctrination. But even today, look at any big store. How many religious decorations do you find? Most of the time, none. Yeah, you might find some cheap plastic nativity scenes stuffed on the bottom shelf, but the hallmarks of Christmas are not Christian or even religious. They're all secular. Christmas trees? Secular. Decorations? Secular. Lights? Secular. Presents? Secular. Frosty the Snowman and Rudolph the Red-Nosed fucking Reindeer? Secular. It's all secular. Get over yourself.
The mean-spirited to want to deny nearly all of your fellow citizens the joy of having Christmas parties or being wished a Merry Christmas.
No, it's mean-spirited to demand that the 10% of people who do not celebrate Christmas must have their own celebrations ignored because you've got a candy cane stuffed up your ass. And yeah, candy canes are secular too.
The vast majority of Americans who celebrate Christmas and who treat non-Christians so well deserve better.
Yeah, tell us another one, won't you? Sure, all those Christians treat gays really well, and Muslims too. Oh, and Jews too, I might add. Christians typically treat non-Christians like crap.
So please say Merry Christmas and Christmas party and Christmas vacation. If you don't, you're not inclusive. You're hurtful. I'm Dennis Prager.
You are a moron. How about people exercise their right to free speech, guaranteed under the entirely secular Constitution that makes this country great, and just say whatever the hell they want to say? If you want to say Merry Christmas, feel free. If you want to say Happy Holidays, go ahead. If you want to say nothing at all, that's your prerogative too. Just stop being a religious dick because your days are numbered. This really is the problem. There is no war on Christmas. There's a war on inclusivity. If you don't use their terminology, you're out to get them. What they're really saying is that everyone has to do what they do, and if you don't, there's something wrong with you. But there's not. Christmas is an almost entirely secular holiday. According to Pew Research, more than 80% of non-Christians celebrate Christmas entirely without any religious context. And so do most Christians. The vast majority of Christians out there have a Christmas tree, which has pagan roots. They give gifts, which has nothing to do with their religion. They tell their kids about Santa Claus, which, let's be honest, they're already lying about one imaginary character. Why the hell stop there? These people are already celebrating a secular holiday. Yes, some of them might go to a church service on Christmas Eve, and that tradition is failing miserably anymore, with barely over 50% reporting going to religious services. And the young religious people are being less and less likely to even view Christmas as a religious holiday than their parents or grandparents. Religion is dying, and with it is going all of the religious trappings. Today, Christmas is a purely secular holiday that might include some religious elements if you're old enough. Otherwise, the majority of people treat it as one celebration among a variety of celebrations available, and you get idiots like Prager pretending that people have to make him happy by catering to his nostalgia. Nobody owes you a damn thing, Dennis. When the hell are you going to figure that out?